In a hurry, 'cause he's moving. Use Benjamin Moore's Moore Guard, he says. I want it to last. Great for do-it-yourselfers, too. Okay, okay. Even Moore Guard takes a little time. He may have to finish this job himself. He's still in luck, though, 'cause Moore Guard's available everywhere. Same great quality all across the country.
See your Benjamin Moore dealer. He really knows his paint.
With telecommunications, every business has different needs. What's best for an auto dealership might not be right for a hospital or an industrial company or a bank or a hotel. At South Central Bell, there's an account executive who specializes in your business field, understands your problems. Call a specialist at South Central Bell. We talk business. Your business.
Then the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather substituting for Walter Cronkite.
Meet Secretary of Education Shirley Hubstedler and visit the factory outlet capital of the world on June Magazine, Thursday morning at 10, 9 Central and Pacific.
Tomorrow on CBS.
We have more on pyramid clubs in our area, a cruise down the Red River, a profile on Shreveport's new acting police chief on the upcoming segment of Eyewitness News 90.
To make that homemade hamburger just a little bit better, use fresh, ideal hamburger buns. They're made by the Fresh Bread people.
Jim Wallace for the Texas Supreme Court. In the state Senate, as a district judge, and on the Court of Civil Appeals, Jim Wallace has prepared himself to serve.
Every judge wants to be fair, but sometimes it takes more than desire. It takes the energy to look at all sides of every issue. That's what I want to take to the Texas Supreme Court.
Vote June 7th, Jim Wallace for the Texas Supreme Court.
Sucking insects attack young cotton. Development slows down. First thrips, then plant bugs and flea hoppers.
Time to zap these suckers. Hit them with Orthene.
Orthene. First, Orthene kills thrips, then plant bugs and flea hoppers. For sure. Orthene. So don't fool around.
We zap those suckers for sure.
Zap the insects in your cotton right from the start with Orthene.
Orthene. Learning about liquor in Lynchburg. PM Magazine tonight.
Channel 12 Eyewitness News 90 continues with Don Owen. Brought to you by the Commercial National Bank. CNB, a bank you can believe in.
There are a growing number of complaints and inquiries about pyramid clubs in Louisiana. In addition to the Bossier City operation reported by Channel 12 News last week, others have surfaced in Baton Rouge, New Orleans, and Monroe. In our report last week, a woman who attended one of the first Bossier meetings told us an assistant Bossier Parish district attorney told the group she was in that the operation was a good deal, and the woman said the people listened to him. A drawing card used by the promoters of the Bossier scheme was the supposedly oral endorsement of the operation by the Bossier assistant DA, who confirmed to Channel 12 News that he did attend the meeting. Today, Bossier District Attorney Henry Brown discussed the matter with Channel 12 newswoman Dolores Baker.
Brown was out of town last week when news of the Bossier Pyramid Scheme was reported. He said until we talked to him, he had no personal knowledge of the operation, and especially did not know of anyone in his office who'd been in a pyramid meeting. But after checking with the staff, he said one of his assistants did go to a meeting.
I talked to him after I talked to you, and he stated to me that he was invited by a friend who was a lawyer, another lawyer. In fact, most of the people at the deal he went to were lawyers. He was given the same sales pitch, but he did not go ahead and participate in it. If he's being used as being, in other words, someone saying that he did and using this as a sale pitch, then I hope the public will certainly disregard that, because this office does not support any such operation. We join with the Better Business Bureau in telling people to be aware of the operation, whether it is legal or it is illegal.
Brown says he believes the pyramid scheme violates federal security laws called blue sky laws, as well as state laws. He says his office is investigating the Bossier Pyramid, and as soon as he has documented facts about how the operation is run, he'll ask for an opinion by the Attorney General. And if necessary, he'll look forward to prosecuting pyramid promoters. Dolores Baker, Channel 12 News.
Members of the Caddo-Bossier Port Commission took a ride on a river boat this afternoon and got a closer look at the Red River in the process. Channel 12 newsman Barry Irwin says that even though commission members have been dealing with the challenge of river navigation for some time, the trip gave them a new perspective on the Red.
Commission members boarded the small paddle boat near downtown Shreveport for something of a pleasure cruise, but the trip also helped give them a clearer picture of what future navigation on the Red might be like. The commission has recently been upset with proposals by the Corps of Engineers that would move the site of Lock Number 5 a few miles upriver. Such a move would change the pool levels in the river and greatly reduce the distance north of the port that would be navigable. Depending on the proposal, part or all of the route traveled this afternoon would be closed to commercial barge traffic. Today's trip helped bring that fact home. But business aside, commission members found the ride a most enjoyable one. For many, it was their first time on the river, and the trip gave them a new perspective of what the Red, long taken for granted, is really like.
I think it's a dramatic difference, and I'm thrilled. We had no idea. Number one, I had no idea that the river was as wide as it is, even though I've driven across it a number of times, flown over it many times, and the whole perspective is different. And the shoreline is beautiful. The vegetation is very healthy, and I'm quite impressed.
Commercial traffic on the Red is still years away, but today's cruise was like a fix of enthusiasm for members of the commission who've seen river ports revitalize other cities. They share that dream for Caddo and Bossier, and today's trip seemed to reinforce the hope that 10 years from now, this lone paddle boat cruising downriver will cease to be the exception and become instead the rule. Barry Irwin, Channel 12 News.
Not all the things that happen in life are good or bad. Backlashes happen to the best of us in different ways, some big, some not so big. The good thing about it is that with a little help, we somehow survive. That's what we're here for. Commercial National Bank, a bank you can believe in.
In a time when the Air Force is having a serious problem keeping its experienced pilots, Channel 12 newsman Justin Quigley has found one former pilot who is back in the service after trying the civilian life. He returned feeling there were things more important in life than money.
Throughout history, being a military pilot has been looked upon as a glamorous career. Hollywood movies and scores of stories that more often than not are untrue can take credit for painting such an image. But in recent times, the picture has begun to change. Sure, the jets are sleeker, faster, and more awesome than ever before, but the life of the pilot has become tedious and a one-way trip to the poorhouse. Captain John Hutto entered the service in 1971. For the next 7 years, he worked as a B-52 pilot and instructor. But then he decided to do what statistics prove 3/4 of the Air Force pilots eventually do. He left the military thinking life would be greener as a civilian, and a 9-to-5 job would enable him to enjoy being more with his family. His visions proved true as he became an account executive with an insurance company. But last year, Hutto re-enlisted in the Air Force and is now a B-52 commander and instructor at Barksdale.
Do you miss that better pay that you would have gotten out in the civilian world?
Yes, in a way I do, but there are other factors involved in my getting back in. They're more important to me than pay, personal reasons.